If I had a pound for every time I'd seen Iron Maiden, I'd be a rich man by now.
This kind of atmosphere is typical of heavy metal gigs. Iron Maiden have a devoted and crazy following. Even bass guitarist Steve Harris admits to being astounded by the reaction of the fans.
They do seem to look up the bands. But then I think a lot to do with it is because I think really they like to be up there as well, you know. I think they like to imagine themselves being up on the stage playing. I think that's probably what it is. I mean, I must admit, you know, when I used to go and see bands before, I always thought, oh, you know, I'd love to be up there playing and you know that. Now it's a bit weird looking at it from the other side of the fence, if you know what I mean. Like you're up there playing and the crowds all going balmy about you. Like it's really weird.
Of the new bands that have come up, they've certainly been influenced by the new wave and the punk explosion. I mean, they play a lot faster now than Black Sabbath did in 1971. They're much faster, they're much more speedy. And I think also they took a degree of attention from punk in that they recorded, to start off with, they recorded a lot of their independent singles. They didn't rely on the record companies to pick them up and build their career. They just went out, played concerts and formed their own labels and stuck their own singles out.
Iron Maiden fit this description very well. And, like a lot of punk bands, they have stayed close to their audience. Their success has been based up till now on small gigs in pubs and clubs, rather than the large venues of the previous generation. Lead singer Paul Di'Anno regards this as an important part of the band's attitude.
For instance, like when we played the Rainbow, all right, we had some damage done to the seats here, but you know, what we wanted was the people to get a little bit closer to us, like, because, God, you're so far away from there. That's why we've gone back to doing places like the Marquee now, because the contact is a lot better, really. I like the smaller venues anyway. I've always agreed with that, and the band's always done it since we ever started.
Iron Maiden was signed to EMI last year, but when they formed in 1976, punk was what was selling. And as Steve Harris explains, when the band were first offered a recording deal 4 years ago, they were told punk was what they had to play.
But they want us to get us to cut our hair and all that sort of thing. And, you know, we just said, well, no way, because it's not what we want to do, you know. And this place, they want us to play more commercial music. So, you know, I mean, it was, people say, oh, you know, was it easy to, or hard to sort of just turn down a deal or anything like that. But it's not hard to do something when you don't like what you're going to have to do, sort of thing, you know. It's just not hard to stick to your guns if you're into what you're doing, you know.
Provided they can survive the hype, Iron Maiden are on the verge of becoming a very successful band.
So cool. Iron Maiden.
Next month they start a European tour, and there are plans for them to tour the States. Aren't they on the way to becoming superstars like the previous generation of heavy rockers?
I don't think so, really, because, like, we've been slogging away for a long time, you know. I mean, right, I know we've gone from playing clubs to concert halls in about sort of 6 months, which is a big jump. But then again, the band's been going about like 4.5 years. We've done a lot of groundwork, and you don't forget things like that, you know. So I don't think it'll sort of go to our heads, if that's what you mean. You know, we still keep a good contact with the audience. You know, when we come out after gigs, we we'll sign all the autographs and like meet them all and that, you know, sort of really. Well, we gotta have a way to keep in with them as well, you know, because we just like talking to them and that, you know.
We just made one little tiny crack, really. I mean, we got loads of work to do. I mean, all right, we can sell out most of the major venues in Britain. We got the rest of the bleeding world to go. Yeah, we got to start all back in square one again.
For their debut concert here in Toronto at the concert hall, fans have been queued up outside for 2 or 3 hours. The fans of Iron Maiden are, like most heavy metal fans, very devoted, and that's part of what makes the band work.
We love to party. They're heavy metal rock and roll. It's fantastic. rock and roll, headbangers. Get out and have a good time.
Iron Maiden likes to stay close to their fans, and drummer Clive Burr came outside for a while to talk to the crowd.
What do you like about Iron Maiden?
I like them because they put out heavy metal, no garbage disco, no new wave, nothing. Nothing but heavy metal.
This man talks some sense. There you go.
I like him because his mom is cute.
There you go. I'm embarrassed now.
Iron Maiden derived their name from the ancient medieval instrument of torture, and within the heavy metal crowd, their razor-sharp riffs are the latest word in musical torture. The band was started in London in 1977 by bass player Steve Harris, who once tried out for West Ham United, one of the UK's first division soccer clubs. While most of his time is spent on the road with Iron Maiden, Harris still enjoys a good game of football. And before their gig at the concert hall, we got together for a pickup game with a team that included Rick Emmett of Toronto's Heavy Metal Triumph, Matt Minglewood of the East Coast Minglewood Band, and Sonny from the Rockabilly Bobcats. Although Harris is a good player, scoring 7 of the game's goals, he wasn't quite good enough to make the UK's professional teams. And after a while, found out that that wasn't what he was after anyways. But whether it be soccer or playing in a band, it was a way to escape the boredom of East End London.
You know, it's amazing to be sitting here, like, you know, in Canada. Christ, I never would have had a chance to come to Canada if I didn't sort of get in a band. And I think that's what a lot of young guys can relate to, you know. They'd like to either be a professional footballer and travel over wherever, or play in a rock band or something like that, you know. So maybe just a chance to break out into something a bit different, perhaps, you know.
How does it feel, this being your first time over here? You've only got a couple of records released in North America, yet you have this incredible following, all these friends.
Well, it's amazing, really. I mean, you don't expect when you first go to a country, you know, we expect you to kind of go back and like when we was first in Britain playing pubs and stuff, you know, building up right from the roots. We expected to maybe do that, you know, from a roots level everywhere. But in a way, it's made it a little bit easier for us because we're coming over here and we're playing to, you know, probably a sold-out concert tonight, which first time in is pretty amazing. I mean, it seems the promotion guys up front must have done their work, I suppose. But I suppose it just shows that there's a lot of kids everywhere in the world that want to hear heavy rock. I mean, that's what it is, you know.
You started the band probably what was right in the middle of the punk rock explosion over in the UK. What was it like trying to start up a band during that time?
Well, it was near impossible to get gigs, you know, because the fashion thing, like, and it was the big thing happening on the club scene. All the large established bands were still playing a lot of gigs, but it was like for younger bands to break through, because the punk thing really sort of, London seems to be the place where all the fashion is, isn't it? We just couldn't get work. We ended up getting like 1 gig a week in a local pub, and that was, you know, that was great, you know, because it just helped us play at least sort of once a week. I mean, you just got to play, so 1 gig a week was, you know, really good for us at the time, right? Then we done a demo tape and brought that around, and a guy called Neil Kay, who was at the Bandwagon in North London, like a heavy metal rock club, sort of playing rock stuff. He played the tape, and we got quite a lot of recognition from that. People were sort of phoning us up and saying, you know, who's this band and all this sort of stuff.
Something that has become synonymous with Iron Maiden is the logo that you have. Can you explain that?
When it all started out, we used to have a small back job with like a face, and we used to call it Eddie the Ed, you know, just a nickname we gave it. And when we started doing the album, we got an artist in, and he just kind of expanded on that, and we call the thing Eddie now.
I just think it's rubbish because, right, as I said, all our influences are from older bands. And new wave, I don't know if there is anything new, really, because, mate, it's the same sort of music. It's just that all it is we're just growing up, you know, liking it a little bit faster now. I suppose that's the only sort of comparison with new wave. We play faster. But basically, we've still got the same ideals, apart from we're not into the big rock star image. Because, like, we keep very close to our fans because we've always seen it, that they've put us where we are today anyway. So, you know, you repay devotion with devotion, because I'd do anything for them kids because they've put me where we are today.
The venue that you're doing here in Toronto is the concert hall, which is a standing room only gig, as opposed to playing the music hall, which is sitting. Is that part of the attitude of Iron Maiden?
Right, yeah, I don't like people sitting down. I don't know. See, the whole idea of
like, is let's have a good time. I don't think you can sit down and have a good time. We just turn around and say, right, well, come on, let's get down to it. Right, I'll have you all down the front, or we stop halfway if they're sitting down. Say, right, we won't play another note until you get up.
What do you think of the real hardcore fans, the headbangers, and the people with their cutout guitars?
Well, I think they're amazing because they're getting involved with the music, and, you know, it's just get up and go, forget everything. They're living out fantasies, which is also what we're doing on stage. We're forgetting everything that's gone down before, like in the day before. Just get up and play, forget everything, have a bit of fun. That's basically it. I love them for that. That's great. I mean, you're not scared to do it, which is really good. It leads other people into it as well. I think they're enjoying themselves. Let us go and do it as well.
Since '77, there's been an incredible amount of new heavy metal bands coming out of the UK. Who are some of the people that you have respect for?
Motorhead, yeah, they're all right, actually, but I can never go and see Lemmy without him getting me absolutely blind drunk, because we go out drinking now and again. Oh, Christ, and he's unbelievable, that man. There's no way I could ever compete with him. He's unreal. Yeah, we're all, I don't know, we're like friends, especially the London bands. See, Def Leppard from up north, and so are Saxon. So we only meet up occasionally. Well, us and Saxon meet up quite a bit, but, you know, we're all mates, have a few drinks and whatever. But I suppose Motorhead and us, like, when we meet up in London, it's chaos. That is it. It's like, I don't know, Third World War, really. I suppose there's, we've got respect for each other, but, you know, it's just more like a friends thing. So you don't really show respect in that way. It's just like, oh, hello, mate, how you doing? Let's have a drink and whatever. But I suppose we all respect each other, yeah, in a way.
You guys have done incredibly well in the 4 years that you've been together. What's your master plan for world domination by Iron Maiden?
Well, we just like extensive touring, basically. It's as simple as that. And we're picking up fans all the way, you know. Hopefully in sort of another 2 years extensive touring, they're going to be like a huge name, I hope. I really hope. But the thing is, I just hope everyone can turn around and say then, yeah, right, Iron Maiden's great, they're big now, but like, they ain't changed a bit since we first viewed them.
Okay, hello all our fans in Canada. This is Eddie from Iron Maiden. And I'd like to say, just keep tuned to new music, because Girls' School are on their way.